Hi, I'm Pattu from FreeFinCal, and here is a free tool you can use to find out if your mutual fund SIPs are working, how their performance compares with benchmark, and how the return of your SIP investment fluctuates month after month. So this is a mutual fund SIP tracker. So here you can enter the name of the mutual fund that you are invested in, you can enter the benchmark that you want to compare it with, you can enter the monthly amount, or you can just leave it at 1,000 rupees, whatever, 500, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can enter the start date of the SIP and the end date, and then the tracker will calculate from the date of inception. It will leave the first 12 months away, and then after that it will calculate month after month the return of the fund and the benchmark and compare it. So let's just quickly run through the steps. So in step 1, you just need to enter the name of the AMC, or the first few alphabets of the fund name. The name of the AMC would be better, because sometimes Excel may not recognize the fund name unless it matches the exactly in the way it's entered in its own list. So if you enter Quantum, you will see Quantum funds. I've chosen Quantum Long-Term Equity Growth option. In this, I have not included regular funds. For Quantum, this essentially means direct option, because the direct option was the first one with respect to Quantum. So you enter the name of the fund, and then you choose the fund from the drop down, and then you can choose any of the BSE or NSE indices. For the NSE indices, they're all total returns indices. I've used Nifty 100 as a comparison, because Quantum Long-Term Equity, although it's a value-oriented fund, it can pick from 200 stocks of the BSE. So Nifty 100 would be a suitable, Nifty 100 total returns index would be a suitable benchmark for that. So you enter the SIP amount, then the start date of the SIP, I've given this, and the end date, I've set it as, if it is a running SIP, that if the SIP is ongoing, you can enter, I hope you can see this, you can enter equal to today with a bracket, so that will tell you the current date, or you can just enter the current date as well by manually, that's also fine. Or if the SIP finished a few months ago or a year ago, you can enter that date as well. Then after that, you have to if you're doing it for the first time, you have to go to step 4 and click this macro. It will take a few minutes to analyze the fund and the index. So it will take the NAV data from AMFI, create your SIP account statement, and from that account statement, it will calculate month after month after month the XIRR. Then it will take the index data, and then it will do the same with the index data, and then plot them in the results tab. That's the tab here. So once you have done this for the first time, you can change the fund with the same benchmark and click on analyze the fund alone, or you can change the index and analyze the index separately. So you can do that as well. So the results are here. Before I come to that, in case your fund is not available in this, I have now updated it with all the after the SEBI categorization changes and so on. So the list is pretty fresh. But in case there's a new fund or your fund is absent from this list, you can go to this Add New AMFI Record category, and you can retrieve the existing database, enter your fund, then choose the AMC, and then add it to the database, and then from then you can start using it. So those are the basic overview of the sheet. Let's get to the results. So the red dots represent the month after month after month XIRR, or the annualized return of Quantum Long-Term Equity, the SIP you started. When did you start the SIP? You started it in January 3rd, 2013. And so that's the SIP. So 1 year after that, it will start recording, it will start calculating the XIRR, because before that it's too early. And then the blue dots represent the SIP of in a Nifty 100 index for the same amount on the same dates. So you're basically calculating the similar SIPs, you're comparing month after month how the returns fluctuate. So when you look at this, first of all, the first thing that you see is you understand the kind of volatility that's there in an SIP. You can see that initially, first few months, the SIP volatility will be extremely high until it kind of settles down, and then even then it will still be volatile, but relatively the volatility will be lower. And now, what can you say about this? So, okay, on the right axis, the right vertical axis, the duration in years is plotted. So we start from that's 1 year, and then it slowly increases to 2, 4 years, 6 years, and so on. So that's the duration in years. You can find out how. So that gives you a sense of what's happening with time. Notice that the quantum long-term equity, your investment in quantum long-term equity from that date has been generally above the Nifty 100, but it has kind of come close to Nifty 100 in the last couple of years or so. The performance has not been great. So that's something that you need to consider whether should I invest in this fund or not. You may need to look at other metrics like risk, downside, does it have downside protection, or how volatile it is, and so on. That you can get from other tools, or you can look at the Morningstar fund page for downside protection, how well the fund is in when the index falls, how well it is in limiting that fall, and so on. But this gives you the monthly tracking of the SIP returns, and it gives you an overview of return performance. There's no risk measurement in this in this tracker as of now. But if there is enough interest from viewers and readers, I can add a risk measurement also. It's not a big deal. Now, in the bottom graph, you have the percentage outperformance. That is the cumulative outperformance. So you see that this is 1 month. After 1 month, you can see that the fund has outperformed. So that's 100%, and then it keeps always the fund is above up to this point. That's 100% outperformance. But then after that, it kind of falls down. The red line falls below the blue line, and then the outperformance drops down, and then it picks up, then it drops down, kind of more or less okay, and then it has dropped down in the recent past. So from more or less from April 2018 or so onwards, the fund has dropped down in performance. So it's currently around, how much is it? Let's just have a look. It's about 77% outperformance from, so 70%, 77% of the time, for your SIP from your particular investment date, from the date you started investing and all your SIP dates, the outperformance of quantum cumulatively, when you take month after month after month performance, is about 75, 77%, which is decent. But if it drops below 60, 50 and so on, then you may have to take a call on your investment, and maybe you want to exit and so on. So as of now, it's kind of like marginally okay. Again, this is the duration. Again, this is the duration in years and so on. So you can change the fund, you can change the indices, play around with it, and it will tell you, like I said, whether your SIPs are working or not with respect to a particular benchmark. That can be the benchmark of the fund or your own chosen benchmark, and you are actually comparing the performance month after month for an SIP from the date you started investing. It will give you the besides telling you how good the fund has performed, it will also give you a visual measure or visual representation of the volatility in your returns, in your SIP returns, so you can understand risk in your investment as well. So download this free tool from the link in the description box. I have updated this tool recently, so you can download the latest version. If you have any feedback on this tool, or if you have any suggestions on new tools to make, you can leave a comment below. And if you're new to FreeFinCal was started as FreeFinCal represents free financial calculators. So I have not been making too many calculators recently, but there are more than 100 free calculators in the site. You can go to freefincal.com and explore that as well. So I'll catch you again in another video. Bye bye.